I grew up in the 50s and 60s, and I grew up primarily at airports. My father was a commercial pilot, and to give my mother breaks from having the kids all the time, on weekends, summers, whatever, he would bring us to the airport. And of course, propeller-driven airplanes are very loud, very noisy. We didn't have ear protection to speak of. It was kind of unheard of back then. We then also continuing growing up in the late 60s and early 70s, the rock concerts that I would go to, and a lot of noise. And I also, in working, I have been involved in the automotive field for a while, and I also, for the last 20-some years, I've been working next to machines that are loud blowers and so forth. So just over periods of time, my hearing has deteriorated. And it's taken me some time to figure out that I was losing it, but I have been losing it. So.
The first time I met Mr. Wickman, he came in as a new patient not too long ago, and he actually wanted to upgrade his current set of hearing aids. So he came in, I tested his hearing, and I showed him the new technology that we have out now, and he was able to demo some of them in the office, and I showed him what they look like and what they would feel like, and he was pretty excited to update his hearing aids.
I have a tendency to talk very loud, and always have, but of course most of the time when I'm talking loud, to me, I sound normal. But everybody else says I'm yelling or whatever, and I can't tell. I think that they're talking too softly. So I often, have to ask people to repeat themselves, or turn up a television too loud, and other people it hurts their ears, etc. So it's affected relationships in the family and with friends. Always, I'm sure they get tired of hearing me say, "Can you repeat that, please?"
A lot of people actually tend to wait at least 10 years, sometimes even longer, before they actually pursue hearing aids. So someone has a hearing loss and they don't really realize it. They're actually using coping mechanisms to overcome that hearing loss. So really reading people's lips as they're talking with somebody else. They're asking other people to repeat themselves. Using context of the conversation to kind of fill in the gaps. So when they come in and I test their hearing, that's really, and we go over the results, that's really when people realize how much they have been trying to work harder to actually hear and understand people.
One of the first things I noticed when I got my first hearing aids was I was hearing sounds I had never heard before. I could hear, when I turned on the turn signal in my car, I was wondering what that clicking was. And it turns out it's the turn signal. I don't need to ask people as frequently to repeat themselves. I still do. I still think that people mumble a lot, which I actually maintain they do. But it's not as hard as it used to be. Also, with hearing aids and using the streaming feature of my hearing aids, I really enjoy being able to listen to music or phone programs, or even watching television by listening to them directly through my hearing aids. And it makes it easier for me to hear it, and the television doesn't have to be as loud for everybody else, and not getting as many complaints from especially family. But
A lot of the newer technology has Bluetooth capabilities built into the hearing aids, which is extremely helpful for a lot of people. A lot of people are using it and seeing the benefit of having that advancement. You can make some adjustments your own for even more background noise reduction, and that's just something that a lot of older hearing aids, you don't have the access to that. A lot of the newer hearing aid technologies have more background noise reduction, more technology, more advanced technology to really improve your speech understanding, especially in those really difficult listening environments.
My wife and I enjoy watching a show called Archer. It's an adult cartoon comedy, and the main character is a fellow by the name of Archer, who's a spy, a secret agent, and he encounters all kinds of things, guns being fired next to his ear, explosions happening, and so forth. And Archer has developed tinnitus over the years, and there are often some episodes where an explosion will occur and you'll hear people trying to talk or saying things, but it's very muffled the way they do it in the show. And I'm able to, at that point, to turn to my wife and say, see, this is what I hear without the hearing aids.
Archer may be a really good example to show your loved ones what your hearing loss is like, but we do have this technology in the office. It's called HearView, where we can actually demonstrate to your loved ones what your hearing loss sounds like to them.
I work in technical service right now, and actually have for the past 25 years. So I visit stores and I have to determine what's wrong with their equipment. And the best way of doing that is finding out what people are telling me. And if I can't hear them or can't understand them, it's a detriment to my ability to be able to fix their problem. So having hearing aids has improved that, in the sense that I can now understand them better and don't have to continually ask to, repeat themselves and so forth. It also helps in the sense that now I can hear some of those subtle sounds when the customer is complaining, it makes this noise. Before, I couldn't hear that noise that they were complaining about. Now I can.
All work environments would benefit from precise communication. It gives you the confidence that what you are communicating to others is being understood, and you are benefiting and understanding what others are communicating to you.
I actually enjoy talking to people. I don't like being rushed through procedures, and the hearing doctors has been very professional and very accommodating, and they explain the process of what they are doing and what they are providing for me and what they can provide. I've been very impressed with the treatment and the service that I've gotten from hearing doctors in general, but also especially Dr. Wilcox, because, she's my provider.
It's always a joy seeing Mr. Wickman in the office. He's always a pleasure to talk to and just have good conversations with. We like to treat all of our patients with 5-star service. So if you or your loved one ever have any concerns for their hearing and would like to set up an appointment, please visit our website at hearingdoctors.com.